Hey guys, it's Mrs. Miller, and we're ready to start another project for art class. Well, not another, but we're ready to start this great project for art class. So I just wanted to go through the packet with you and some of the requirements for the project. I'll have another video that goes and shows you my example of the final product and what it is we're looking for. So for this project, you get to pick any famous artist. Now, this is somebody who makes art, not music. I know sometimes we call artists who make music artists. We want somebody who creates a form of art like you do in art class. I have a whole list of artists on the library website that you can pick from. If you scroll down here, there's a ton of different artists there. Now, a lot of times there are students who have an artist in mind that they'd like to research and they don't see their artist on the page. If that's the case, then you need to find two reputable sources about the artist. Wikipedia does not count, and you need to show Ms. Brown or myself your reputable sources and who it is you'd like to do. And then if we say okay, then you'll be able to do that person. So you'll pick an artist, you're going to locate information, answer those questions in the packet for that information. You have to cite two sources, and then you're going to put together this scavenger hunt. So in your packet here, you're going to tell us the artists that you are researching, where they studied or who did they study with. Sometimes they did not study with anybody. Sometimes they were self-taught and came up with the methods themselves. You're going to tell me where they live or where did they live if they're dead. There are some of these artists that are no longer with us, and there are some that are still alive. The ones that are still alive, you may find it's a little bit more challenging to find information about them, but it's still possible. You're going to tell us when the artist was born, what their birthday is, what type of art or style art do they create. So like if you were doing Charles Schultz, he makes cartoons. Something along those lines. You're going to tell us supplies that they use. So this could be paints, this could be colored pencils, this could be popcorn or objects. Like there is an artist that designs different sets and makes art out of these sets and takes pictures of them. She did a whole thing with cheese puffs one time, so that's why I said popcorn. But tell us what they use. And then all the artists create their work in different time periods. Like it could be modern. If it's from the current time, then it's definitely modern, but it might be romantic or Baroque or something like that. You're going to tell us, why did the artist want to make their artwork? What happened in their life that they decided, I want to be an artist, or this is really awesome? Where could you go to see the artist's artwork? For some of them, many of them, you can go to a museum to see those. Some of them even have their own museums. A lot of them do. Others, it'll be in books, others, movies, things like that. You're going to find 3 types of artwork that they did. Each artwork has a name. Now, comics are a little bit harder to find names. If you want to do Stan Lee, that's fine. But a lot of times they didn't give their artwork titles, or they just dated them. Like Charles Schultz, all of his comics are just dates. They don't have titles. So if it has a name, put the name down. The comics may be the ones that don't have names, so that might be a little bit trickier. And then tell us the type of artwork it was, yeah. And then this one is a little bit trickier, so pay attention. You're going to find either 2 artists that are similar to your artist, that have a similar style of work to them, or something that was a recreation of their artwork. So, for example, what I mean by a recreation of their artwork, there's a artist named Norman Rockwell, and there's a famous painting that he did where people are all around the dinner table, and I believe it could be the patriarch of the family or the matriarch, an older lady, putting the turkey down in the middle of the table, and it looks like the family's getting ready to eat this big holiday dinner. A lot of other artists have recreated that piece of artwork. Or, like if you would do Charles Schultz, they came out with that movie a few years ago called Peanuts. And that is a recreation of his work. He passed away in 2000, so he had nothing to do with that movie. Somebody else made those characters, and they made them in a different way. You can tell us why you feel that artist was similar to your artist, or what is similar and different about the artwork recreation. here. So you'll do 2 of those, and it can be a combination. Like if you do Charles Schulz, you could have peanuts, and then you could say maybe that you feel that Dr. Seuss is similar to Charles Schulz. Now, if you do Charles Schulz, please pick a different example than mine. I would appreciate that. And then these are all questions that you can answer without research. What made you want to research the artist? When you look at the artist artwork, what stands out to you? How do you feel when you look at the artist artwork? Why do you think this artist artwork is important to our world/lives? So you have to come up with an answer to that. You're not going to find that in the research at all. Any of those answers right here under this chart are all kind of your opinions, your reflections of the artist's work. We have to cite 2 sources. We should be familiar with this. We should be BFFs with these papers by now. Your login information is here at the bottom of page 6 for the databases. It is not in this video on purpose. And then down below here are the scavenger hunt details. I'm going to go over that in another video. Also, I'm going to go over that in another video and the reflection, but I do want to point out to you the rubric, and it is worth 50 points. So I suggest you read over those point values so you know what everything's worth. If you have questions, please ask.